have been so impressed with the level of engagement on this Superfund site by local residents, by the businesses who will be responsible for helping with the cleanup, by the City of New York. And this really is going to be a group effort that's going to completely revitalize this urban waterway and make it a natural gem in Brooklyn. It's been about a year since EPA decided to put the Gowanus on the federal Superfund list, and when we announced it about a year ago, we said we would report regularly back to the public and involve the public in decision making, and that's certainly why I'm here tonight. I get to sort of cherry pick and do the really fun stuff at EPA. It's a very glamorous life. It's PCBs, it's sewage, it's radon, it's air pollution, it's heavy metals, it's living the dream. So I get to do fun things like this, come to community meetings, but it's my colleagues at EPA who really do the day-to-day work, and I just want to read a list of my EPA colleagues who are here tonight. You know some of them, not all of them, and there's a lot here. So you are feeling the EPA love in terms of the almost dozen or so staff that are with us tonight. So I'd like to embarrass them and read their names and ask them to stand or wave so you know who to talk to. Of course, you know Walter Mugden. John Gallo, who is the Director of Public Affairs. John Sen, over here. Sophia Kelly, who's working in the back. Make sure you sign in and print. Christos Siamas, the Gowanus rock star. Doug Pabst, who you'll get to know. He's a great expert on contaminated sediments. Brian Carr, an attorney. Can't do this work without the lawyers. No lawyer jokes. Dr. Marian Olson, who is a risk assessor and a scientist with EPA. Chuck Nace, who's a toxics expert. And Joel Singerman, who's in the back, watching my purse. Look for Tic Tacs. So I'm here because cleaning up the Gowanus is a real priority for EPA Administrator Lisa Jackson, also for myself. I found it pretty interesting that the Gowanus Canal was the first New York City site to be added to the Superfund list since the radium chemical site in Queens, which was taken off the list in 1995. We've since added the Newtown Creek to the federal Superfund list, which borders Brooklyn and Queens. As Congresswoman Maloney reminds me, it's Queens and Brooklyn. And I think it's very interesting that we've got these two big urban waterway projects going on almost at the same time. So we have completed our investigation, and we found out what many of you already know. The Gowanus, unfortunately, is heavily polluted, and it's polluted with polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHSs, PCBs, heavy metals, sewage. So we have a lot of work to do, and our goal is to transform this urban waterway from what once was a real example of urban decay, and now we are very confident it's going to be an example of urban revitalization and sustainability.